Yo, what's up guys? I'm going to be showing you a complete Demonology Warlock PvP guide, hopefully making you achieve that new rating you want. Although, with the current MMR system, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Maybe in solo shuffle after the patch, but yeah. So basically I'll be showing you my gear, stat prio, my rotation, your macros, the add-ons you want, all the whole thing. So first let's start with my gear and statistic prio. So my gear right now, I have nearly every piece either bloody token gear or conquest gear, and I have 4 pieces currently. 1 piece is from raid. That one it's lower item level, but it's fine. I'm using Insignia of Alacrity instead of on use or anything because it's just more consistent damage and it gives haste as your secondary stat compared to crit or something. I forgot what the on use one is. And your stat prio is by far your best stats, haste versatility. Alright. You want haste versatility on as many pieces as you can. Get as much haste as possible because you're going to be casting all the time. You're going to be casting Fear, you're going to be casting Hand of Gul'dan, and all your damage is casted. For my other secondary piece crafted, I crafted a chest piece, and I forgot what the embellishment is called, like the item, but it's the one where when you're above 90% HP, you gain 260 mastery. This just increases your pet damage, so mastery is solid. It's a very solid option for your secondary embellishment on top of precognition, obviously, which every caster and probably every healer runs. It's very good. Precognition it's by far the best one, obviously. Not only does it give you the 15% haste, but it makes you immune to being kicked or CC'd, period. Super annoying to deal with. Makes kicking so much of a more makes fake casting so much of a more skill cap, and making sure you have to land those kicks. As a Demonology Warlock, you don't have to worry about that. You don't even have a kick anymore, so yeah. For an enchantment, I'm just using Sophic Devotion. You can use Shadowflame Wreath if you want to. I think it probably gives you, obviously it gives you the damage, but I don't know. I don't know about for casters. I know melee you use Shadowflame Wreath on everything, but casters I'm just sticking to Sophic Devotion. Now to move on to my macros, I use damage macros, and right here I have a damage macro for my Tyrant. It automatically casts Berserking, which is my racial. It gives me what is it, 10% haste for 12 seconds. It's just my racial. If you're an orc, you'd use Blood Rage, or Blood Fury. I mean, you'd use Blood Fury for main stats, and then use 13. That's your trinket. Now, obviously, I'm not running an unused trinket, but if I were to be running an unused trinket, you want it into your macro. It's already there. So I use unused 13, and obviously you want to have Summon Demonic Tyrant for the button to work. Now I have Fell Obelisk, which is basically a at cursor macro, so whatever your cursor is, automatically cast Fell Obelisk there. It's very useful. It saves you an extra button to click. Now this is my Focus Sun. Very, very, very highly recommend this. At first, whenever I first got in this class, I didn't have it. It was so good. It's revolutionary about how useful a Focus Stun is in this game. Who would have guessed? Right, because a lot of your setups, you want to double stun. You want to stun the kill target with your Grimoire's Felguard, and then stun the healer. So if you can avoid having to de-target someone and target someone else to stun them, it's very fluent and a lot faster, easier. Now these are going to be just my simple 1, 2, 3 macros, like such as 1, 2, 3 Fear. All my Soulburn macros. So it's just Soulburn that obviously enhances your Healthstone, Port, Gate, all that stuff. very useful. I will have a document listing all of my add-ons and macros, and make sure you go check that out if you want to copy and paste any of these. Now for my add-ons, I have a Bartender 4 is the first add-on here. It's this is just alphabetical order, so no specific order. Bartender, it's what I use for my action bars. It's it gives a very clean look in my opinion. You can adjust everything you want, right? Like this. You can adjust everything you'd want to. Big debuffs, it's basically on your party frames, it will show when your team is in CC, and it's very, very useful if you're a healer because you can actually see the CC. You can dispel as well. You have like a icon showing you can dispel it, and it's super useful, especially if you're a healer, but even if you're not a healer, I highly recommend using it. Block Chinese is just it blocks Chinese letters out of my chat, out of like trade chat, because I'm on Olden, so there's a lot of Chinese spam. Classic numbers is basically makes your numbers, whenever your damage numbers, look a lot better, because I think classic shows or displays the damage numbers a lot better than retail does, and it looks phenomenal. DBM, that's just a PvE thing, you don't need this for PvP. Details, that's a damage meter. So you want to actually have this so you can look at the damage meter of your opponents and you. So you can see, like, if you're going against another warlock and you want to compare your damage compared to theirs, like if they diffed you, you want to see what they're doing differently, you know, to just try to improve. You can compare them. Frame sort is basically it makes your party frames the same every time. So you can have like target 1, 2, 3 on your like target party 1, 2, 3 on your keybinds. It's mainly used for a healer. As a DPS, you're probably not going to care about this, but if you're a healer, you do care about this. If you have target 1, 2, 3 party frames, that's a mount collection thing. It's completely optional. Omnibar. Now this is the thing that shows you the kicks, like when they kick you, or just any cooldown you can want it to be. So you can just have it portray kidney shot, leg sweep, walls, any of that you want it to. Very, very useful, especially if you're casters for your kicks. Omni CC. This is Omni CC is basically it shows your cooldowns. Like I'll use, it's a short cooldown. I use Soul Burn right here. I use Soul Burn. It portrays the number on the cooldown, and it turns red whenever it's 5 seconds or below. So like I use Shadow Fury. Right now it's yellow because it's under a minute, and it'll turn red whenever it's 5 seconds or below, and it just like portrays the color. Very neat. I like it more even more than the default wizard setting. You can use that if you want to. Omni CD. This makes it so whenever on your party frames, you can see all your teammates' cooldowns. You can see if your paladin has bubble, if he has bop, whatever, land hands, or if your mage has block, whatever it may be. You can see all the cooldowns, and very useful, especially if you're playing a healer, to know if your DPS is able to trade. Like if you know you're sitting a full blind and you want to sit it, you know your DPS is dispersed or something, you're expecting to press it if he's going to die, So it's very useful, especially on healers, but again, I recommend using it for everyone. Playtime is just like a slash play thing. Raid bot, that's a PvE thing. Raid IO, that's a PvE thing. S Arena updated, that's basically the Gladius or Gladi or S Arena, obviously. It's just arena frames. You can use Gladius or S Arena, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. I use S Arena because I'm just used to it now. So this is It's like this is the #1 priority because it shows DRs, it shows the enemy frames. It's very useful. It's your #1 add-on you want, either Gladius or S-Arena. Speedy auto loot is just basically whenever you loot something, it's near instant. It doesn't show the loot tab. You just click it and it loots it. It's completely optional. It's nothing to do with PvP. It's just there. Weak auras is a if you want the Mez weak aura or whatever, it portrays whenever your opponent presses offensive cooldowns or whatever happens, you can install. You need to have this add-on in order to install those weak auras. So this is also a required if you want a weak aura. So yeah, get that. Now moving on to my talents. These are my talents. This is what I use for PvP for this season. Now last season you used Doom. I don't think you use Doom anymore. I don't think it's worth it. You just do damage now. You don't even care about it. You have Immutable Hatred right there. That's another new thing you run this season. And I will have the link to, or the code to import this talent build, so you can just copy and paste it and get it over with. Now moving on to your damage rotation. Basically, what I like to do as soon as the gates open, obviously you would put gate up, you put your port up at the pillar, and then you want to instantly. I use Summon Vile Fiend and then Power Siphoning instant Demon Bolts, and then start farming stack to your Tyrant, and then you want to get your dogs out, and then if you're running Call Observe, you want to use that, and then stun, and then summon Demonic Tyrant, Hand of Gul'dan, holding Hand of Gul'dan. You can use Demonic Strength, and then you can spam Shadow Bolts if you can cast it. You can go for a Fear. You can stun them again, stun the healer, whatever. But if you're just able to stand here and turret, you just cast Shadow Bolt for shards. And then Power Siphon's back, so you get instant Demon procs. Hand of Gul'dan, Demon Bolt, Hand of Gul'dan, Demon Bolt, Hand of Gul'dan. Dogs are back up. Press Dogs off cooldown. You want to press your Vile Fiend off cooldown. You want to be trying to press Hand of Gul'dan as much as possible. As you can see, my damage extremely high burst. Again, press Dogs off cooldown. You can press Fell Obelisk either off cooldown or whenever you Vile Fiend. But if you just press everything off cooldown, you'll have everything by time Tyrant is back. Right? So all you're doing is building shards, spending them on the Hand of Gul'dan. And you just press Demonic Strength off cooldown, or whenever you're bursting or you have another go, you can press Demonic Strength just whenever. Hand of Gul'dan, Demon Bolt, Hand of Gul'dan, Demon Bolt, Hand of Gul'dan, Demon Bolt. Now I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for my stun to come back, and then I'm gonna Tyrant, because it gives me more damage. So I'm gonna wait for all my pets to be up by the time I Tyrant. So I'm gonna put my dogs up, stun, Obelisk, farm a bit more until Observer, put Observer down, Tyrant, Hand of Gul'dan, Shadow Bolt for shards. Dogs are off cooldown, press that. You can coil him for CC. To stun. You know, CCing is obviously going to be relying on the situation. This is just me standing here turreting on a dummy. This is probably not going to happen. You're probably not going to be pressing Shadow Bolt the whole time. You're probably not going to be able to just turret the whole time. You're probably going to have to cast Fears. You're going to want to just stick to your instant cast and then handle again as much as you can. Now the reason you want to have your Grimoire Felguard up whenever you Tyrant is because when you Grimoire Felguard, it gives you 15% more damage on your pets for your Tyrant. Your Tyrant essentially does 15% more damage. Everything you do does 15% more damage. Very, very good. So again, I'm pressing dogs off cooldown. I'm just waiting for my Tyrant and my Grimoire Felguard to be up. So I'm going to be setting up for my next Tyrant right now. Tyrant, Obelisk, Demonic Strength, Tentacle Danding, Dogs, Power Siphon whenever you don't have Demon Bow procs, Tentacle Dan, Dogs is off cooldown, press it. Now I know this may seem complicated, like for a damage rotation at first, but it gets really natural and easy as you play it more. So basically just remember this. You want to be Handle Danding as much as possible to spend shards. And to gain those shards, you want to be using instant cast Demon Bolts by either Power Siphoning or getting procs. And then whenever you go for a Tyrant, you want to use your Vile Fiend. Make sure you have dogs out. If you're running it, use Call Observer. And then you want to stun, and then cast Tyrant. And then Fell Obelisk after that. Other than that, press all your stuff off cooldown. Besides whenever you're about to have Tyrant. And then you can set up for your next Tyrant. Right, so I'm setting up for my next Tyrant right now. I'm building more imps with my Anagodans. I'm building shards so I can spend them. Put my dogs out, I stun him, Call Observer. I get another Anagodan in, and I'm gonna Tyrant. And then Fell Obelisk. Use Demonic Strength. I use Power Siphon to get more Demon Bow procs and good landing. So yeah. Also, about your PvP talents. These two, Fell Obelisk and Master Summoner, you're going to be taking Master Summoner and Fell Obelisk every game. No matter what, you take those as demo. The one that's interchangeable is your Call Observer. If you're going against any casters, you want to run Call Observer. But if you're going against specific casters such as Destruction Warlock, or maybe you're going against an RMP, and you want to be able to reflect Polymorph or something, you can run Nether Ward. Now if you're going against a melee cleave, like a warrior, whatever, you can run Impish Instincts or Gateway Mastery depending on the map. If you're on a big map like I forgot what it's called, but the one with the whatever, just the caster maps, you know what I'm talking about. You run Gateway Mastery, and if not, you can run Impish Instincts or CDR on your port. I've seen some people run Call Fellord. I'm not too sure how good it is. It seems like a very weird button to press and not worth it. You know, it stuns them for 1 second. I'm not sure if that DRs with your normal stun. If it does, it's like, that's no. But if it doesn't, maybe it's decent. I don't know. But I just stick to using Call Observer usually against casters. Because, again, Call Observer gives you more stacks for your Demonic Tyrant. Because your Demonic Tyrant scales off of how many pets you have out, and the Call Observer counts as 3 stacks as the pet. So yeah, that's gonna do that for this guide. If this helped you in any way, shape, or form, please like and or subscribe. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.